Hi friends, today we are going to learn about the how to add ID for the area of objects by using useState hook. How can we handle to add IDs to array of objects? Look here, this data is a array of object. So here in this individual object does not contain user ID. So we are going to add the user ID for this. For that purpose, let's add one button in here, and so that once you click on add IDs button, so that it is going to add the user ID. After adding that user ID, we can map those array of objects and we can display on the browser. Let's add button here, button button, and button name is add IDs, and we are going to have the event, that is on click event equals to handle add IDs. It's a method name. For this we are going to implement the writing the definition here, const control V pasted here, and we will follow that arrow function. Within this, let's take one additional state variable to get the new users. That name you can take anything here, and that too we can take the values like data dot. Here you see we need to take one more state variable, that is const users comma set users, which is equal to useState, and it could be empty array. And at the same time, here this data doesn't contain user IDs. Here by using that map method we can add the IDs here. Just simply use that user comma index, use the arrow function, and return object with user ID. It's a new property we are adding. That for that we are giving the value, that is index value. It starts from 0. Okay, then control C, remaining username, gender, individual object. First adding user ID, after that username and gender. Here already index value we added. If you want to add this object, simply we can follow the spread operator here. For this, that means this is a internal object, these two properties, and this one property, this one user ID property, remaining username and gender, two properties. Total 3 properties are going to add for this object. Likewise, in the iteration, remaining objects, they are going to have user ID also. Finally, this user ID contains, new user contains with the new user IDs. Let's add them in the set users method. Control C, Control V, and add those new users. Let's add as here new users, right? Then we have the users right now with the user ID, new user ID added users. Control C, and simply we can follow that JavaScript format, Control V, and if it is if it contains data, then only it is true, then it will allow to map it. Control V dot map, and within this we are going to have that user, simply user, use the arrow function, within this return, we will follow that div here, div div, here simply use that less than div. Within this div we are going to have h4 kind of things. Here first user id colon in curly brackets, user dot, where this user, this is the user, this is the object, the object dot user id, and Control C Control V. So we can modify directly here what we have above that: username, gender, username, you can use a label type of thing, just you can use capital letters also. Username, here user name, here we must follow the variable username, Control Z, username, camel case letter, and here gender, 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 gender. Here also we can use that gender. So here in the div we must follow that key value, otherwise it gives a warning. So in this user dot user id, now let's verify the output here. Yeah, button is showing. Once if you click on that, it is going to add the IDs. Yeah, user ID is 0 and this is 1 object. So we'll separate with the break br, then only we can understand. Yeah, just refresh it and click on add IDs. Once if you click on IDs, yeah, user ID it is like this, this one is like this, and user 1, user 2. So for that purpose, to understand this what is inside, for this we need to console it, clg here, display this data, and that we can separate with the data. Yeah, it is data, and at the same time after add what is the value inside, we'll look into this CLE shortcut, CLG for console and log. Hit it and get this user, new users, Control C, and select this one, Control V, and beside that use the comma and paste it again. And let's verify in the console also. Initially data it is without IDs, it is showing. Once if you click on this add IDs, what will happen? New users with user ID 0 and remaining properties, username, gender, and user ID 1, remaining username and gender, user ID 2. So like this, right? Here the thing is that here this index value is starting with 1, previously I said 0, but here index value is 1, it is considering user ID index value. It is this user ID is a property, index value is 1, so remaining are these two, username and gender. So user ID within this user contains user name and gender, and in the iteration remain one by one for our first object user ID added and iterated, and second object also user ID added and username and gender also attached and iterated, and go to third one user ID added and attached these username and gender. Finally we have this output. Look here, and just go through this code once again here. Yeah, initially we have taken data and we have displayed for understanding purpose this console initially how it is, and by using this useState empty array, after that we have created one button, handled that button. Once if we click on that, here it is preparing that this part is for add the user ID for each object. After that we console what is the new added user IDs and attached the values to the this set users. That means users are available here. Simply we have mapped here so that we have displayed all the values on the browser. Okay, look here once again. I'll show that slowly everything once again. Okay, that's it friends. Thank you. Please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.